Hi friends, and welcome back to another Tesla weekly analysis video, and let's dive straight into the charts as usual. This is the super long-term view of Tesla, where this was before the breakup in 2014, and in 2017 it actually broke this trend here, which I was drawing these purple lines over here, you can see, and it has like consolidated within the purple lines. And I was mentioning once it breaks this purple line here, it's going to shoot up. But the thing is, I never expected Tesla stock to shoot up this high, from a price of $340 all the way up to $520 to $530. This kind of jump here I've never seen before, not even in like stocks like Amazon. If you're looking at companies, if you see the way Tesla moves and you actually scale it to Amazon's scale, it's like telling Amazon stock price to move a few $100s each day. And if you zoom into this particular day over here, you see Tesla could be at price of 480 and jump all the way up to $545 in like 2 days. It's madness. It's like a $80 jump, and it actually comes back down to about just above $500, $510. So the movement for Tesla stock is utterly crazy. My prediction has kind of like not really been right, and I guess nobody in the stock market can ever predict this kind of movement. So from now on, I do not want to like draw that particular prediction box, because I don't feel that I'm giving value. And the whole point where I started this YouTube channel is, do you remember those days where Tesla stock was like hovering around $300 in 2019 and it collapsed all the way down to below 200? And that was the time I decided, hey, you know, something is really wrong here, and I want to tell the world that Tesla is an awesome company. That was why I started this channel and started to actually help a lot of people understand Tesla better, so they can make a better decision instead of just cutting loss and selling away their shares. So I like to be the voice of reason for people when shit happens. Being the voice of reason for many people is going to help a lot in terms of like people decided to cut their loss, and guess what happens after they cut their loss? The stock flies back up again. So the thing is, I'm just going to give you like roughly what I feel the stock will go into, rather than just draw green boxes here and there. And when the stock actually start to collapse down again, which I tell you eventually it will retrace back down, because this spike is too high. This is where I'll come in and actually tell you guys, okay, these are the support levels, and here I believe that will give a much more better value for your time, rather than just randomly drawing green boxes where I think it is, because the search for Tesla stock is way too high for anybody to imagine in the first place. Going back to the charts, I removed the green box already, and my feel for the stock in the next upcoming week or so is this is going to happen. I think the stock going to retrace back a little bit lower. I really think that this climb is too unhealthy for a stock. So I would prefer the stock to go back down, and this is my prediction for what I guess is going to happen. Let's go down and you click the alphabet E. There's this thing called an estimate. So this estimate is $1.65. This means that the consensus of analysts, they put all their numbers together and they think that the earnings for Tesla will be 1.65. So these are what the analysts think. But let me tell you something. Analysts always like kind of misjudge numbers, and if there is estimate beat, the stock will gap up. If the estimate doesn't beat, the stock usually gaps down. This is what I guess will happen. You see, this red line here is, I think, kind of like the baseline for where Tesla stock will be, and I got this belief that Tesla will retrace back down to about a $400 range, right? What will happen is, during the earnings release, Tesla may miss it by a little bit, and the share price will just drop a little bit, and that is probably a good time for entry if it happens. Okay, I'm not I can't predict the future, but if it happens and it gets down to 400, this is probably a very, very good place to enter Tesla stock. And if the stock dropped to about $400+ per share, you could easily use the strategy which I actually talked in the last video. I'll put the link in the top right hand side, where you can actually get a massive discount on purchasing the shares. So let's say, for example, if the stock drops to $400, your break even might be about $300. If you want to know more about how to get Tesla shares at a discount, I'll put the link in the description below, and that was just my previous video which I did. So I think Tesla shares will go down a little bit for a healthy retracement before it shoots back up onwards again. But having said that, again I'll repeat myself. If you think Tesla share is going to be $3,000 in like 2 to 3 years time or 5 years time, it actually doesn't really matter in between where the share price move now. What is it if you enter at 500 or 550, the stock drops and few years down the road is at $3,000-$4,000. So it actually doesn't matter on the long term, right? This week's news is not much, however I picked up 3 very important news for you guys, and let's go straight into it. On Clean Technica, this is an amazing thing. Tesla gobbled up 78% of US electric vehicle sales, and let's go down to this freaking amazing chart. Look at this. This is like total domination. US electric vehicle sales from January to December. Look at this chart over here. It's absolutely crazy. Look at the big long blue bar. So the next best is Tesla Model X, which is also a Tesla. Then there's a Chevy Bolt. Okay, this Chevy Bolt is pretty useless car, so don't bother thinking about buying this. This is a piece of crap. So look at over here. Oh my god, total domination. And if you go down, you look at vehicle sales in December, is even a bigger domination of the entire charts. Because probably in January, some people haven't heard of Tesla yet, and as the years goes by, as the time goes by, more and more people get to know about Tesla, and I can tell you that this chart will look worse and worse for the long term. And the US electrical vehicle sales again, 4th quarter, you see Tesla dominating the whole thing. So if you are looking at the Porsche Taycan, there's only 130 sold in the entire 4th quarter. Okay, this is not like 1 month, entire 4th quarter, which is pathetic. This is probably, they call it the Tesla's closest competitor. Next thing on the news, Tesla Superchargers are now 3 times cheaper than their biggest competitor. Okay, this was posted in Teslarati. So for example, if you are going to fill the Porsche Taycan with electricity coming from the Ionity rather than the Tesla Supercharger, you will end up paying about $80 per charge. So that is like the price of fuel, man. So if you think about it, it's a bit stupid to drive any other electric car rather than a Tesla. With Tesla, you have access to the Tesla Supercharger network, which is 3 times cheaper. That means, let's say, instead of paying like $80 for fuel of the entire tank, you're paying like $20. And $20 compared to the price of fuel over the long term, that is massive amount of savings. But if you're going to pay the same as fuel, it's going to be like damn stupid. So now let's think of the long term. If all these chargers are getting more expensive, it will only lead to people buying more Teslas. People own Teslas, got more access to more superchargers at 3 times the cheaper price. And Tesla's sales is going to surge a lot in 2020 onwards. Next thing I want to cover is this chart over here, and I want to explain this chart to you guys. Okay, so this is the stock price for Tesla back in 2019, the beginning, where the stock price was about 300. Before it broke the 300 downtrend, it went all the way down to about $170, and before it makes its way up. So this is green line reflects the Tesla stock price. This was the time where I started making Tesla videos to educate the world that, hey, hello, something is really wrong here. The market is getting it wrong. So I hope that all of us could go in and let's get rich together. So probably my channel gained traction around here, and we've been doing quite well, and I kind of like that. So next thing is the orange line here. This is short interest. So these shares here, they were shorted at its very much highs, and since the shares shorts are been dropping a little bit. Okay, but the thing is, you see over here, we are at kind of quite a low end for Tesla, and recently short interest has kind of like spiked a little bit. Although it did spike a little bit, it didn't matter. The stock price kept going up. So there's this thing called inverse relation, and it doesn't look inverse here, so it went up together with here. So one of these at the end has to go. although I'm bullish on Tesla for the long term, for the short term, I still think there's going to be a retracement. I just do not know when, because the price that's going up is too much. A healthy retracement is needed for a stock. So if it ever comes, remember to ready your account, and those who got extra money, put in more. Okay, so if the retracement hits about 400, good for all of us. We can really put in more money to invest in Tesla. So again, I hope you enjoyed this Tesla weekly analysis where I try to shorten the entire week's worth of Tesla information for you guys weekly. And if you like what I do, please help like this video. It's going to help the video out a lot. And subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Invest safe.